let's talk about the unfortunate situation unfolding in Minnesota since the fatal ICE shooting of Renee Good.
Look, I think first, I don't know how else to describe what we saw in Minnesota. People ask me, why did I say the word murder? I asked them to look at that video and tell me what they would call it. And we are being asked to not believe our own eyes. It's time to be truthful with people. It is terrifying to see what's happening there. You know, I am in support of abolishing ICE, and I'll tell you why. And I'm tired of waking up every day and seeing a new image of someone being dragged out of a car, dragged out of their home, dragged out of their life.
Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Mamdani on The View. Play. Hold on. Should we start with that or should we start with the fun clip? Start with this or the fun one? All right, let's start with. Now, I want to play, before we get to him on The View, I want to play the real clip. No, I want to play the real clip of Mr. Dum Dum on Miss Rachel. Roll it.
The mayor on the bus says, hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. The mayor on the bus says, hello, friends. All through the town. The money on the bus goes clink, clink, clink.
The buses are going to be free, though.
That's so wonderful, but this is like my song and the kids like to do it. Okay. Actually, I have another one. Okay. Yeah, I have another one. The babies on the bus go where?
Aren't the babies happy about the childcare?
They're so happy. Actually, the parents are really happy. But this is like my big hit. I need to
This is your show.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Propaganda. What in the does this have to do with kids? Okay. And you know, she doing stuff for little bitty kids. What does that got to do with Mamdani talking about the bus is going to be free? What do a kid know about a bus being free? And childcare. Are you worried about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing to wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed has dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Finance can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Finance is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There is no upfront fees, no obligations to see how much you can save. And they're closing some in as fast as 10 days, even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, America's home for home loans. Call today, 866-889-8010. That's 866-889-8010 or AmericanFinancing.net/Tatum. All right, this is the real interview that Mamdani had with Miss Rachel. Roll the clip.
Hi, friends. We are so excited to indoctrinate you today. Yay!
Hello, kids, and thanks for having me, Miss Rachel. I'm your mayor, Zoran Kamidami.
The mayor on the bus says tax the white people more, so much more. See the liberals sleeping till it's nearly noon. Shall we wake them with a merry tune? They're so still. Are they ill? Wake up, little liberals!
Going to a protest, punch, punch, punch. Going to a protest, punch, punch, punch. Going to a protest, punch, punch, punch. And get paid, hooray!
If you want prostitution decriminalized, clap your hands. If you want prostitution decriminalized, clap your hands. Mayor Mamdani, do you have anything to say?
Yes, Miss Rachel, I just want to say thank you so much for having me, and I just want to teach the kids one simple term: democratic socialism. Kids, line up for your bread slices, okay? You're going to need to learn what a bread line is. Here you go. Little Timmy, here you go.
Oh, I love that lady. Y'all got to go find her. I don't know her name. We'll put her links in the description. She makes fun of Mamdani all the time. It's the funniest thing I ever seen. You should have seen the one where she did Sharia law. She goes, Sharia law. And then she had a doll wrapped up in the Hilarious. Now let's watch him on The View. Pull it up. I'm running out of time. Roll the clip.
Well, you've been on the job, for 3 weeks. Yeah. So.
And ain't
what's
done
it feel
sugar honey iced tea.
I'll be honest, it feels incredible.
Yeah.
This is the dream of a lifetime. And we've always wanted to build a city government that moves as fast as New Yorkers do. When a New Yorker's trying to walk somewhere, you don't get in their way. Right. City government, it hasn't felt like that for a long time. So we've wanted to say that there's not going to be any problem too big or too small for us to address. So day one, we put bad landlords on notice right after that inauguration speech. Day 6, we fixed a bump on the Williamsburg Bridge. Day 8, we announced more than $1 billion in funding for universal child care.
Time out. I just want to address the, we put bad landlords on notice. This fool is proposing that they have rent control. That means that the landlord cannot raise the rent. I don't know what business some of y'all idiots have ever owned. The reasoning behind landlords raising the rent is because the money is shorter every year with inflation, meaning your money is worth less. So when there's inflationary behavior in the market, that means that they have to raise things a little higher to cover their cost because their cost is going up. Now you're saying that a landlord cannot raise their cost of living up and they have to keep the rent the same, but you want them to fix stuff and you want them to renovate. You want them to have all these demands, but then they can't raise their own income to pay for the demands. Now, what do you think is going to happen in these apartment complexes when they cannot raise rent and they're barely making enough money to get by because their margins are thin? They're going to close the apartment complex and nobody's going to have anywhere to live. All right, come on, continue.
That was a huge bump, by the way.
That was a huge bump.
Where's that money coming from?
That's coming from the state. And what that does is it allows us to fix universal
It's coming
childcare
from the state. You are a mayor. You don't control the financial dealings. The state governor has to approve those. The mayor makes a suggestion, but claims that the money is coming from the state. Only way you can do something and guarantee is the money is coming from the city. He did not get approval from the state yet. So he's barking up or selling wolf tickets to you, claiming that these things are going to happen, and they're not approved, and he can't approve them. Roll the clip.
Year-olds and deliver it for 2-year-olds. We actually have a mother in the audience, Mallory, who is here with us and who,
just like
when the announcement was made, texted her husband to say, it might be time for a second kid. And I think so often we think that these are decisions families are making on their own, but really we're giving them no choice when we say that childcare costs $25,000, $26,000 a year. Now it's something that they can actually get for free.
Right. So,
y'all deserve what y'all getting, bro. I'm just saying, y'all. I hope New York come crumbling down, and then y'all elect somebody that makes sense. It's free, just in thin air. I get in the office, and now everything is free. It's like a kid. Daddy, the toys at Walmart are free. No, they're not. You get them free because I'm paying for them, and I gotta work to make enough money to pay for you. You know how stupid this is? If you can't afford childcare, don't have children until you're prepared financially to afford them. And you sorry son of a guns that want to milk off the system and everybody else's gains, if the childcare costs too much, how about you stay at home with your kids? Some of y'all want to work on a job just to pay for childcare. That's stupid. You might as well stay at home and take care of your own kids. But you want to make your life decisions and everybody else pay for them. All right. We got a couple more clips and I got to get out of here, I promise. Roll it.
Let's talk about the unfortunate situation unfolding in Minnesota since the fatal ICE shooting of Renee Good, which you bluntly called a murder. The Trump administration is reportedly readying troops for deployment and investigating the Democratic mayor of Minneapolis and the governor of Minnesota for impeding immigration agents. How are you reacting to everything that you are seeing? And importantly, do you worry they'll target New York and you?
Look, I think first, I don't know how else to describe what we saw in Minnesota. People ask me, why did I say the word murder? I asked them to look at that video and tell me what they would call it.
Right.
And we are being asked to not believe our own eyes. It's time to be truthful with people. It is terrifying to see what's happening there. And it's terrifying to see all of this happening in the name of public safety. And I've said this directly to the president, that these ICE raids, they are cruel, they are inhumane, they do nothing to deliver that public safety.
Right.
In fact, what they do is leave a sense of fear amongst so many.
Correct.
And, you know, I represent a city of 8.5 million people. More than 3 million New Yorkers are immigrants. I'm one of them. And what we've seen this administration do is transform.
Time out. They're not illegal. Why are you conflating legal and illegal? That like you guys should be able to see, like, all jokes aside, you should be able to see the manipulation in what these people are saying. Why are you conflating illegal and legal immigrants? Legal immigrants don't get deported. People may be detained, but they will be released if they're inappropriately or inaccurately detained. They don't get deported if they're not illegally in this country. Stop lying. And it's funny that you can talk about ICE's involvement, but you won't talk about the people who are bludgeoning ICE agents, shooting them, assaulting them, damaging vehicles. Like, if they were really authentically trying to get to a resolution, they would be able to address the issues, and they should be able to address, you know, the issues with the rioters and the issues with ICE. But they don't mention the rioters at all. None of the violence. And I'm gonna tell you this too. This is how you know you're being propagated to. They won't mention the arrests that ICE agents are actually making on rapists and criminals and murderers. How do they deport 600,000 people if they're just going after citizens? It's insane to me. Last one is gonna pee you off. And it was the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. 4:02, we're gonna end the show with this clip. I hope you're sitting down, hope you have your seatbelt on. This is the craziest, most diabolical sugar honey iced tea that I have heard today. Roll the clip.
There have been renewed calls from prominent Democrats to abolish ICE. I want to know where you come down on abolishing ICE and if you believe that ICE has any legitimate law enforcement role.
You know, I am in support of abolishing ICE, and I'll tell you why. Because what we see is an entity that has no interest in fulfilling its stated reason to exist. We're seeing a government agency that is supposed to be enforcing some kind of immigration law, but instead what it's doing is terrorizing people, no matter their immigration status, no matter the facts of the law, no matter the facts of the case. And I'm tired of waking up every day and seeing a new image of someone being dragged out of a car, dragged out of their home, dragged out of their life. What we need to see is humanity. And there is a way to care about immigration in this city and in this country with a sense of humanity. What we're seeing from ICE is not it, and we have not seen that from them in a long, long time.
They have arrested thousands of criminals, hundreds of thousands. The fact that you're illegally in this country is criminal. It's criminal to start with. What, like, him saying that they're gonna abolish ICE, who's gonna enforce immigration laws? The state cannot enforce federal law. We've only been sworn and trained and certified on a state level. You cannot enforce laws cross-jurisdictionally. When I was certified in the state of Arizona, I can only enforce laws in the state of Arizona. So if you're telling me that you're gonna abolish the agency federally that goes after illegal aliens and enforces federal immigration law, then who's gonna do it then? What he's proposing is that we have no federal immigration law enforcement, period. So that means if you come here illegally, no one is there to check you. No one is there to follow up when you don't show up to your immigration meeting, or you don't show up to the immigration trial. You don't show up to your asylum claim trial. No one is there. That means illegal aliens can pour into the country and there's nothing we can do about it. As many as their heart's desire. 605,000 people have been arrested. 60 to 70% were criminals. You're talking 400,000 plus criminals being arrested. And you say they're not doing their job and they should be abolished. Like I don't understand how these people do it. But I'm going to leave it up to y'all. Let me know the verdict. Do you think Mamdani is guilty or not guilty? I want to finish with this. I want to show you guys the verdict bourbon one more time. And I'm telling you this, the best bourbon that I have had thus far. I could not believe it when me and Jim was doing our phases of testing the bourbon and making sure the flavor profile was exactly what we expected to be. I could not believe that they could have that bourbon so smooth and still be good. And we figured, why would we, now we could have, why would we charge you, $200 for this bourbon and we can get you at a really, really good price that's better than everybody else, in my opinion. Therefore, we're going to win. We're going to take over the game. I'm just saying. Because you ain't going to find no bourbon this good at that price point. It's not going to happen. Now, I can't promise in the future it ain't going to be something different, but right now, you better take advantage of it while you can. You got to be 21 and over to participate and go to the website, and you need to be responsible. Responsible drinking, not drunkenness, none of the old crazy stuff. Having a sip here and there in a reasonable way is acceptable. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Follow me on social media at @TheOfficerTatum. I'll see you on the next one, and I cannot wait to share the grand opening and verdict and have a sip with you guys. I'm out.